my trust on the last
Let's
one.
be clear. This is
How you gon' be no love when the bed don't sleep?
invasion. Green light.
Deep, deep pressure, feelings in the middle of the street. When you was at your lowest, tell me where the hoes was at. When you was at your lowest, tell me where the flows was at. 3:30 in the morning, scroll through the call up. Ain't nobody but the mirror looking for the fall off. I love when you count me out. 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 My name is in your mouth.
Alright, might be about you. Next right might be about you.
Conductor.
Welcome to the new gold era.
Yo.
This that purple taking for Cody box.
Hey, yo.
Imagine getting murdered with the case of the Sub Village.
Sure is. Yeah.
DJ Drama.
Hey, yo, I'ma take it back to the ski mask Chanel. So yo, with my mail, I can never fail. I can be through you, I can tell you would tell. You ain't never ate Rudy Chris in a cell. Everything grail, you moving at the pace of a snail. Supreme blind tell, cause my cocaine pal is rap doing alright. My dope house well with Egypt, reading Portland's Cutter doing well on a mountain. R&B bitches on my bandwagon. Boxes cost 500, I got my pants sagging. If we had to drive 50 miles, we was head cracking. Back when I popped in fitted, I had the less wagon. True story, I could get anything done. Runway Gucci jeans, shoe hair in the bar, Santorini, black sand, dick sucks in the sun. The top 3 and not 3 or 2, but I'm the Vanetta loves. See me, I'm the model type. Balenciaga torty with the piranha bites. Ace rolls on ice. Hit you broad day, fuck you in the pole lights. Nigga, I'm dose nice.
Returning the boom back with 2 million on the wrist. DJ Drama.
Yo, Tom Brown sailing, surrounded by Trump paraphernalia. I dare you to step to the door, you be a failure. Peace to all my niggas live from the east, right across Gangsters Book. Got a fresh 15 who throwing aces. I'm stepping on your shit, chrome automatic, and don't forget to switch. Hold up.
Now spin block on your niggas. Just hold up.
Hey yo, ain't nobody fresher, that's word to my hymen. Brains everywhere on the wall, go get some diamond. Back to back, Dawn Perry on about the vomit. Hanging out the Arvent, ghost with the shot stick. Everything I see you niggas, yeah, I never rock it. But the little Vans burn a hole through your pocket. I ain't see the Mark 3 engagement, stop it. Shake that shit, bitch, shake it and chop it, man. I'm immortal, all lost time fraud on. Plus it smell like time falls when we talk about. Put the 40 in your jaw, I'm a maniac. Couple million on the floor, ain't nobody fucking with the Fendi overall. Pumped on the bag leg, yeah, I miss to show it off. Yeah, I miss the run up on your broad, damn blood off. Yeah, I miss the center dummy pack through the thorn off.
Gangsta Brazil. Shootouts every day. Niggas don't dance no more. All they do is this.
Super Fly Guy.
Shootouts every day. Niggas don't dance no more. All they do is this.
Super Fly Guy.
And there's more, because you are going to see it as well.
Yes, it.
Yes, it. Yes, namely, the Max Syndrome story. And there's more, because you are going to see it as well.
Yes, it.
Yes, it. Yes, namely, the Max Syndrome story.
There is no nobility in poverty. I've been a rich man and I have been a poor man. There is no nobility in poverty. I've been a rich man and I have been a poor man.
Yeah, you know the place. You are listening to Shade 45. It's so funny how I make a video saying I don't really like to deal with black men, and y'all are in the comments talking about some woohoo, let's go black men, we're not tricks. Yeah, we're not tricks. If you go to the escort sites and you go through the ads, you're gonna see so many ads of SWs of every race. They're gonna have no AA in their ad. But y'all never do the self-reflection and think, why is it that no SW wants to do business with me?
Yo, I'm not out here trying to back cat, so I don't care. But let me pull y'all coat to game, you female black SWs. I was in prison. There was a member of a white race identity gang that got kicked out, and he had to buy protection from us. And a horrifying thing that he actually confessed to me is that prospective members or prospects that are coming into they, white race identity gangs were purposely sent to pose as tricks trying to buy the services of black female escorts. But they were sent to unalive them as an initiation ritual. They did this, he said, because it was easier to take down a female than it was a man. And that doing this repeatedly would eventually desensitize them to the unaliving of a black person. And also help reduce the population of so-called black people by getting rid of birthing age females. So, hey, if you think white dudes are safer, hey, you can have that when you want. You got it.
Brothers and sisters, give me your grit money, give me your weave money, give me your perm money, your Jordan money, your Alizé money, your 40-ounce money. We need the money, brothers and sisters. How about you hit the Cash App?
Thing I want to talk about is that, Vice President Harris's lineage is actually an opportunity for us to reframe the conversation about how we look at race. It's actually an opportunity for us to reframe the conversation about how we look at race.
Young black Americans, this one is especially for you. Pay attention to what he just said. They want to reframe and reshape how we look at race. Never mind your ancestors that had to come over here in the bottom of a damn ship, packed in a tight packed situation or a loose packed situation where they were being defecated on, abused, sodomized, and God knows whatever else, and died in the Middle Passage. Never mind that. Never mind that you are at the bottom for median household income. Never mind that you are the last hired, first fired, and the main people laid the hell off. Never mind any of that you only lead in mass incarceration and homelessness. Only think about how you can look at everybody else and give them your benefit off of your back. No, sir. We are not taking the crumbs off of a table that we built. Period.
For man.
In 5 months I done shit that you can't achieve. Right. Niggas sounding like me, but I ain't mad at y'all. Nah, I'm playing chess, you niggas playing basketball. I guess I'm the illest nigga after all. While you was in class working hard on your math, I was selling raw cocaine out the bathroom stall. I made it to the top and I ain't never fall. Never. Like a coach, I can show you how to ball. 30 on my hip, quick draw McGraw. Leave you wet like a side of coleslaw. I'm not the type of cat you can't approach, dog. I'll claw your eyes out with the jigsaw. My pieces hitting hard like a jigsaw. I keep 60 on me like Crenshaw. I'm getting money now. It was 1,000 for a show, I'm charging 20 now. Facts. My lifestyle looking sunny now. They like, damn, Ice rapping like he hungry now. Rapping like I'm hungry. I had to get in my zone. Labels blowing me up. I had to cut off my phone. They keep calling. They just won't leave me alone. I'm not signing the deal till all my niggas get on. Fuck it, I'm about to start my own imprint world. I'm back on my bulletproof pen shit. This ain't the game, nigga. But if it was, Ice World about to win shit. We going for the gold like the Olympics. Ask around, I'm that nigga in the trenches. Ask about me. All my grips got extensions. All my niggas about business. I just sent the goons the hit list. Stay in the house cause they about to clip shit. I'm grinding hard on my clip shit. I'm like for real with the drum sounds. I'm in love with the gun sounds. I used to care, but I don't give a fuck now. Shotgun pump rounds, you better duck clowns. I'm scoring nothing but touchdowns, cause I don't fuck around. I treat your baby mama like a bust down. I'm like Kobe in the clutch now, pussy. Yeah, whew. Light work, volume 1. Shit. I'm in my element. Niggas ain't fucking with me, man.
Fun decorations. But the white boys had told all them French gals that we had tails. Then they found this ignorant colored soldier. Paid him to tie a tail to his ass and run around half naked making monkey sounds. They put him on a big round table in the Cafe Napoleon. Put a reed in his hand, crown on his head, blanket on his shoulders, and made him eat bananas in front of all them Frenchies. Oh, the white boys danced that night. Passed out leaflets with that boy's picture on it. Called him Moonshine, King of the Monkeys. And when we slit his throat, you know that fool asked us what he had done wrong.
Country shot.
My daddy told me we got to turn our backs on this kind, Wilkie. Close our ranks to the chitlins, the collard greens, the cornbread style. We are men, soldiers. And I don't intend for our race to be cheated out of its place of honor and respect in this war.
The pupils burn from the gaze of the sunlight. Trying to go legit this time with no gunfight. Straight flights to Ghana. My man got the gold connect. Bow-legged dude with chicks on deck. He got Navy sailors moving their crypto specs. Maybach Hummer, sound like a discotheque. His brother Stan blew off his own hand. He's in the mausoleums, couldn't sew his wrist back on. It's in the Coliseum. The monsters out, straight down in the opera house. Scorpion pendant, red stone in a lobster mouth. Diamonds embroidered in the China wear. Speaking through Tesla phones, tucked behind the ear. Snow White Royce, guts red with lasagna chairs. Scarface party was raw with mad lines in there. Everybody holding, rock wallers, mad nines in there. Hitters with gold fronts frontin', what's the concierge? 50 years of hip hop, New York is the mascot. City is the backdrop, one more you can holler at me. You can holler at me.
That I gotta be the best of all. That's just cut and dried. I'm the best. Whether you like it or not, you're looking at, the greatest, the best looking man, the best dressed man, long limousines, jet airplanes, custom made clothes, and any woman in the world I want, just like that. You know what? Let's face it, if you're not carrying the big gold, you're second best no matter what you tell yourself. So gear up, ladies and gentlemen. Get used to it. Who you're looking at, the man.
The almighty, the legendary Westside.
Hollow be thy name.
Are you really ready for Fly God himself?
You're looking at the man.
Dom DeMarco. Dom DeMarco. Dom DeMarco.
I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch. I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch. I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch.
You son of a bitch! 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 You son of a bitch!
Because we're in a fucking gynocracy, god damn it! Because we're in a fucking gynocracy, god damn it!
You're now rocking with the hottest DJ.
With
the hottest DJ. Dropping banger after banger. Bring it on now! This is your girlfriend's favorite DJ. Yes! Spinning on the ones and twos.
Check it out.
The dopest beats are ready. Testing speakers. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Let's go. This is the hottest DJ in the city. Live in the mix. It's the one. It's the one and only. You are now rocking with the doctor of all mixes. Make some noise for George.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Johnny.
Show will begin now.
Yo, we in the building. What up? Let me get a sound check. Tito, you there?
Yeah, what up, dog? I'm here.
Saul, let me get a sound check.
Roll call.
Wrench, what up?
Yes, sir.
Right, Contractor, what up?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Sound good. And Black Eagle. What's
Yes,
up,
sir.
All right, you sound good too. All right, we got a show. Yo, shout out to the chat. I see everybody in here. Broken Blade, what up with you? Outspoken Introvert, I see you just popped in, my man. Red Sigma was in here early, and I see a bunch of Cloud Watchers because I don't see you in the chat. All right, we started a little early this week anyway. It's Sunday. All right. Let's just set it off. Glad to have you back, fellas. Let's get opening statements. So, what say you, sir? Opening statement for the chat and replay game.
I say political discrimination is becoming very, very rampant. Make sure that y'all are safe. Some people act on their emotions. They're not able to reason or think. It's almost like we're on the brink of more or less either a social or even a hot civil war. So just be careful out there, and maybe we can go ahead and reach out to this administration so that we can actually truly promote democracy and exchange of ideas without any cancellation, backlash, or political violence or whatnot. So, you all be careful because these Democrat crash outs is a real thing. I'll land my plane there.
Yes, sir. Well played, sir. And we actually might double back on that. Actually, we are going to double back on that statement that you made with regard to political retribution, as it were. Tito, opening statement, sir.
Hey, lately the media is actually giving us credit for helping win the election. Some articles by mainstream media sources are actually saying that we actually did win the election. I think it's kind of a bizarre pivot. And as much as I like to celebrate a win, I think that they're doing this now that they finally taking the veil off of what we already knew, 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago in order for targeting purposes. So now they're going to start targeting people based off of what podcast they know you follow, jobs might even start looking through people's social media to see who you follow. You know what I'm saying? And or if you're a content creator. So, you know, just be aware of that.
Yo, that's facts on facts. And actually, I think we'll have an opportunity to double down on that point as well, because I want to say something with regard to the polling. And also, Saul sent me an article from Slate saying about how the Manosphere, Black Manosphere in particular, helped win the election. All right, so we all on the mark tonight. Wrench, what say you, sir?
Yes, sir, man. Salute to the brothers on the panel as always. Salute to the brothers down in the chat and those listening to the restream. Tito said something that's very interesting, and it actually triggered something in my mind that I saw. I want to say on yesterday or the day before. AOC was actually online asking that very question. She tried to make it seem like she was sincere, but you know, as we know, a politician is a politician is a politician. So what she was saying is, you know, I really want to know what podcast you guys are watching. You know, put them down in the chat below. I'm really interested to see, you know, what you guys are listening to. I just really want to know. But
yo, you caught that shit too? I thought it was just me, my man.
Yeah. I peeped that shit. So, you know, for those of us who do create content, man, just be mindful that we literally have folks that are government officials, really trying to figure out a way to curb free speech. They would try to sell it as something else, and we know these folks will move the goalposts and lie and do whatever they can to try and you know, tamp down our voices. But just make sure you're being mindful whenever we're creating content, and make sure that the content that we're putting out can't be taken out of context, so that these folks can't put a jacket on you that or misconstrue, you know, your content or your words.
Spot on, sir. Spot on. And that's actually going to provide a decent segue into the top of the show as well, because we got a little public service warning to the brothers also, because shit is getting out of control. Contractors, sir, open a statement for the chat and the replay gang, please.
As always, salute to you, sir. Salute to my esteemed brothers on the panel. Salute to everyone in the chat. And as always, I'm happy to be here, man. Another Sunday, we made it through, and we're that much closer to Mr. Donald J. getting put in his proper position, being in office, and we all watching these Keishas and Becky's and Maria's and Tina's crash out. Like, yo, this shit is amazing. I love this shit, dog. Just sitting back watching this shit, it's just like, it's candy for the soul, bro. So yeah. But to the other brother's point, be careful out here, because they talking about getting rid of removing the brothers that voted another way, you know what I'm saying? Or the men in general that voted another way. So yeah. You gotta watch that hoe. Real simple. I'm done.
Well played, sir. And last but not least, Black Eagle, opening statement before we get this party started.
Yes, sir. Good evening to everybody. Shout out to the brothers that are on the channel, and in the chat, I should say. Happy to be here. It is a good thing when we stay on code and when we lock arms and say no longer can you guys, and I say you guys, I'm talking about the Democrats, continue to abuse our communities. It's even more important that we continue to keep our foot on their necks, because they are already planning out who is a viable candidate for 2028. And again, I say our next war should be on the Congressional Black Caucus.
Yes, sir.
So let's make sure we keep our minds on that as well. So with that, I'll go ahead and land my plane and look forward to seeing some of the commentary for this evening.
All right, good. It's going to be a good convo. We got a bunch of stuff to cover. First, before we knock the super sticker out the way, Tevin King with the $20 super sticker, longtime channel member. Appreciate all the support, bro. Every time I post, we hit another 1,000 subscribers. You be with the congratulations, man. Appreciate the support. And here's one for you.
Man, fuck all you hoes. Fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. Man, fuck all you hoes. I'm sick of this shit.
Yes, sir. All right, I see everybody filling in here. It's all Cloud Watchers. Could the Cloud Watchers please be so ever so kind and hit the like button? I would appreciate it. Thank you, Cloud Watchers. All right, let's get started. I'm going to turn on some music. But last week, we talked about all the liberals crashing out, but in particular, women online talking about orphan men. And then, of course, the Keishas was at the top of the list, talking about poisoning bros. So just to give you, we're going to do a public service announcement in this segment because I want to talk this through, and then like a warning to the brothers who voted Trump, because it's really getting crazy out here. These mental illness is running rampant. But to revive your memory, let's just start with this Keisha right here.
Women who can divorce their husbands, I'm going to need you to do it today. Women who can't divorce their husbands, look up Aqua Tofana. I didn't say to do anything with it. I just said to look it up. BB is appalled at y'all. Y'all really did this?
Akeisha in a bonnet with her cat telling you to divorce him now, and if you can't divorce him, look up Aqua Tofana. That's the poison dude. And it sounds funny. Oh, don't take the Keisha serious. Shout out to AC all week. He's been doing a series on Keisha's domestically violent, attacking, stabbing brothers, all that. And it's gotten so bad. You know, men in general, brothers in particular, do not be wanting to press charges on Keisha's. And AC pointed out that apparently it has gotten so bad that the states have decided now when they show up to these domestics that they don't care if you don't want to press charges or not. The state presses charges now. And he's been playing them videos. So shout out to AC for that. On that was a segue into the main video clip I want to play. Two things. We looked at the exit polling with black men, the black vote in general. It played out like we thought it was going to play out with a Pareto distribution, 80-20. Some are saying 25% black men. The highest I seen was on Patrick Bet-David, because they did their own separate poll and they had black men at 35%. That being said, hello. That being said, my premise is this. I think that moving forward, we will not be able to get accurate polling information on the black male voter block that is trending conservative, because one, they've never had to poll the black community voting block separately. They just always, if they polled the women, they knew the men were voting that way. Number two, I think that there's a lot of black men that voted for Trump, even more than the shows in the polling data, and they said they voted for Kamala. So I think those numbers are a little fuzzy. Plus, I think a lot of women voted for Trump and said that they voted for Kamala because the sisterhood is a motherfucker. On that note, though, for brothers that did vote for Trump and said they voted for Kamala, in light of what I'm about to play, keep telling motherfuckers you voted for Kamala, because I think we're going to see more of this. I think she's a Latino woman, chopped the father's head off with an ice axe because he voted for Trump. And this is not no basic broad. She worked for they'll run her credentials down. It's legit. She worked for Blue Horizon, Jeff Bezos and shit, and the rocket science department. So let's go. I'm gonna play this, and then I want to get you both.
Say that the daily demands of being a caretaker may have sent her over the edge. The result, she is currently locked up in the King County Jail on $2 million bail. According to court papers, the first signs of trouble in this case happened when neighbors heard smashing glass. All of it on election night when the presidential race was about to be announced.
My first thought was, are people just getting upset over this election, or is someone actually trying to break it in? Or
prosecutors say the actual answer was much more horrific. They say 33-year-old Curry Burke smashed nearly every window in this home immediately after killing her father with an ice axe.
The lights were off, and only two people live in that house, and only one of them was on the street.
This woman lives near Burke. As she watched the election results, she said she noticed flashing lights outside. She then says she noticed Burke covered in blood.
My thought was that something calamitous had happened in the household, and my first instinct was, did she kill her father with her bare hands?
All right, guys, so we got to talk about a story that I think is a classic example of the left-wing extremism that we do not talk about enough in this country. For as much as the media wants to focus on right-wing extremism, I really don't see too much right-wing extremism in this country, okay? But I see a whole lot of left-wing extremism that leads to violence. And unfortunately, in this case, it seems to have led to death, okay? A murder that was done by a daughter against her father on election night, okay? And it seems as if the daughter, Corey Burke, was upset with Trump winning on election night to the point where she took out her rage on her father, okay? She just snapped and killed her father with an ice axe.
We have new details concerning a brutal murder inside a home in Seattle's Rainier Beach neighborhood. A woman is charged with killing her elderly father with an ice axe after an argument. King 5 Sebastian Robertson joining us live from the King County Jail with the newest details tonight. Sebastian.
Hi, Joyce. 33-year-old Corey Burke is currently in the King County Jail. She's charged with murder. One, held on $2 million bail. Now, new court documents obtained by King 5 shine some light into what happened inside that family home.
1 week after Seattle police found a man slashed and bludgeoned to death, a private biohazard cleanup company is seen entering the home.
That's crazy it happened so close.
It was neighbors that called 911 around 8 in the evening on November 5th, Election Day, when a woman was seen and heard smashing windows inside her home. Arriving officers encountered 33-year-old Corey Burke, who, according to court documents, would not give officers permission to search her home. She stated nobody else was inside. Investigators say she was unable to explain the blood on her face, and officers went in anyway, discovering the body of an older white male laying face down on the carpeted floor. That man, later identified as Timothy Burke, Corey's father. Timothy Burke was found with multiple lacerations to his left side, back, head, and ears. Investigators also discovered a silver and blue ice, a pickaxe, lying on the living room floor.
I only saw all the cops. That's it. Block off the road, and so we came around this way.
From Harborview Medical Center, Corey Burke told an officer there was something important about Election Day, that when her father started arguing with her about the lights being shut off, she just freaked out. Police say she whispered to the interviewer, "I killed him." A source tells King 5 Burke was a training manager for Jeff Bezos' aerospace company Blue Origin. And a LinkedIn profile shows she was employed at the time of the killings. A spokesperson tells King 5 Corey Burke is not currently employed with Blue Origin.
Yeah, so you seen that, you heard that. Now, I want to talk more about the details regarding this murder and why it happened. But first, I want to read here to give you guys some background on this individual, because once you guys understand the background of this individual, it just kind of all makes sense. And again, I think that a lot of this stuff is happening. This is not the first time I've covered a story like this in which you have some Trump deranged individual or seemingly Trump deranged individual committing an act of violence, trying to murder somebody over politics, over the election or whatever. And again, I think that this is a problem that really should be addressed in this country, right? The type of extremism that is being fostered by the mainstream liberal media and the effect that that is having on people, okay? Because leading up to the election, they were telling people that Trump is Hitler, right? So you can imagine that some of these individuals who have drunken the Kool-Aid from the liberal media, how do you expect them to react on election night when they find out that Hitler just got elected? I'm just saying, right? I'm just saying, like, stuff like this is not surprising to me, because this is the type of stuff that has been incited by networks like MSNBC and CNN. So without further ado, let's read here. A space rocket program manager.
All right, let's stop it right there for a second, because the other part is that she's married to some trans chick, a transgender writer. But Saul, what you got for me on this so far?
What I got is sound like she's a environmental or eco-terrorist or whatever the case may be, for one. Real privileged. Sounds like she's been, living it up in Seattle in a bubble. And of course, maybe somehow or another, her father was like, hey, this is what I feel about it, or had been telling her. And, her father was somebody who personified her sort of entitlement and failures or whatnot. And so she, unfortunately, extinguished that man's life, just the way that they were sounding as far as the police responding to the scene, being extra deferential to her, asking whether or not they should go in, whether that sort of stuff is the stuff that we the little nuances that aren't being really highlighted here. You know what I mean? Why wasn't there a SWAT team there? You know what I mean? Why was she treated like the sick person that she is? You know what I mean? You don't hear her being called monster or despicable or any of this other stuff. And not only has it been, people from MSNBC and CNN, there's also been people from her campaign. If I'm not mistaken, I want to say Kamala said it herself that he's like Hitler or a fascist, and these sorts of things. These sorts of kind of dog whistle words should not be used for candidates who are actually in either in office or who are in duly recognized and vetted parties on these tickets and stuff like that. There shouldn't be any sort of comparison. And I think that there needs to be a line drawn, and actually Kamala and her campaign be held accountable criminally. You know what I mean? Because of this. You know what I mean? So that's my take on it. I'll let my plane there.
Well played. And to add on that, to the point you were saying, like, yeah, no one in the mainstream news has actually covered this. Well, I had to find this on a conservative channel. Shout out to Black Conservative Perspective for covering this. Tito, additional line of questioning, and then also with the framing. This is a Latina, but as you know, Keisha's a follower, and they're spitting the same rhetoric, and they are right at the forefront on social media, basically talking about either divorce, leave your husband, or kill your man, or kill your father, or disown your family around this Trump thing. And I don't think it's hyperbole that seeing something like this, Keisha might get ideas. What say you?
Well, yeah, I saw this story too, and they had kind of a weird description of it. They described it as a power lesbian, and I was like, "What the hell?" And I actually had to go like Google what the term was. Like, it's like a high dollar, I guess, a high value man version of a lesbian. I don't know, but I'm not surprised by this attack. Somebody has sent me this like days before the story broke, and I was trying to make sure that it was actually because of the election. Because everything I looked, nobody would confirm or deny it. Of course, that's the mainstream media being the mainstream media, that this attack was the result of an election. But you know what, though? If ladies like this are going to keep trying to, smash the patriarchy in their own way, eventually the patriarchy is going to smash their ass. Just you watch.
Agreed. And you still got time on the clock. And what say you about this type of activity being picked up about Keisha? Because that's actually why I'm doing this segment.
Well, actually, they were the first. They were the first to go to start, spitting out ideations like this of violence. But the sad part about it is this election, them using the election as just bullshit. They were always they know damn well that woman not black. They know damn well that she not black. They just using they just wanted an excuse. They just wanted a pretense to do what they wanted to do in the first place. That's why the system first came at them in the 60s with feminism, with public aid, because they knew that scab from the plantation was already there. They knew it was there. They just had to pick at it a little bit. That's all.
I agree. I say bingo to that. I think you hit it right on the nose. Wrench, same line of questioning. What say you, sir?
Yes, sir. I think this is proof once again that brothers need to reinforce their boundaries and make sure that they understand who has access to them and who is near them. I'll give you some examples. So if you have that liberal niece that you thought was just, she's just kind of going through a phase. She's just been indoctrinated. She fresh out of college. She ain't gonna do nothing. She just talking shit. Like this right here should be an example to tell you that people that follow that line of thinking and follow the ideology of that particular party, man, they dangerous. You know what I mean? Even something as simple as not going this far, but you the masculine uncle who got his shit together, you the masculine older brother that got his shit together, and at a family reunion, you leave that fall plate somewhere, and you know what I mean? They double back and drop something in it, you know what I mean? Or hey uncle, I'll make your plate. And,
yes, sir.
Drop something in it, you know what I mean? So this is a reminder to really be mindful of who you have around you. Don't put anything past them, and I'm talking about Keisha specifically. You know what I mean? And even to a certain extent, those hyper-liberal dudes. I had an interaction with a dude earlier today online where it was a black chick pretty much talking about other black chicks and doing like really kind of scolding them for the way they've been acting since the election or post-election. And in the comments, a dude comes sliding in there, well, in protection of black women, black men doing the same thing too. And I was like, damn, bro, like you can't even sit back and just allow this chick to correct these other chicks before you slide in talking about some, hold on, we trash too. Don't forget about us. You know what I mean? So you gotta watch some of the dudes too, man, because this shit is really exposing what I've always said and what I've always known is that anytime you have a group of people who are trying to go against what has always been, meaning when you can't answer the question of what is a woman, or they running around using these ambiguous terms, it's a birthing person, or men can be pregnant, stuff that has always been just simple common sense all throughout history. When you have folks with that type of ideology or that type of belief system, you should be cautious around them anyway, because it tells you that they're not mentally sound. You know what I mean? A big part of it is indoctrination, but we've seen what indoctrination does. You know what I mean? We have a lot of examples all throughout history of what indoctrinated people do, and I think this is another example. But it's also sounding the alarm to a lot of brothers to make sure that the folks that you have near you and the folks that have access to you, keep a close eye on them, and if need be, don't feel any particular way about shoring up those boundaries and putting them at an arm's distance. I'll let my plane there.
I think you're absolutely spot on with that. I like what you did with that. Contract, the same line of questioning. You see how this played out. The event in and of itself, and the danger of Keisha mimicking this behavior. Almost like Tito said, they just been looking for an excuse anyway.
Well, first off, I think that what happened in that whole situation is just Europeans doing what they do. That's number one. Number two, I gotta ask a question right back. Like, dog, who owns an ice axe? That shows a whole nother level of privilege right there, where you can own an ice axe because I'm going to climb a mountain type shit. But as far as Keisha go, yeah, as soon as someone that's light bright, that semi look white, does something, they jump on the bandwagon. At the end of the day, if she was willing to carve her father up like that, obviously wounds to the left side, the head, the ear, so on and so forth, and she set that example, Keisha will fucking eat that up, bro. Here's the reason why I said, you brothers be careful out there, man. Cause yeah, it's a no, I can't say that. A lot of these bras are sick. They're sick mentally, and we get to see it play out. Straight up, she did that to her pops, to her father. So that should let you know how the overwhelming majority of them feel about you. But I'll leave it there.
Well played. And Rex Turner got a good point. He said, and don't be eating at the company potlucks either. Yo, that's right on. That's right on. That is right on, bro. Especially if they think they thinking you voting for Trump, you gonna get something special in your potluck. Yeah, you right about that, bro.
Shit, real talk. Shit, that little old blue-haired HR lady, about 50-something years old, and got nothing but a house full of cats. Shit, man, so she mess around and drop some bleach in the chili, and you have everybody with the runs. And so even if it's not to the extent of sending you to the upper room, but making you ill to the point to where you're hospitalized or something, man. You just what I'm trying to get brothers to really understand is don't take this stuff lightly.
Yeah, 100. That's actually why I'm covering this, because when I seen this joint, I was like, oh, one, the Keishas are a bunch of followers, and once again, like Tito said, they just been looking for an excuse anyway, and plus monkey see, monkey do. Black Eagle, same line of questioning. What say you of this debacle and the potential dangers to black men?
Yeah, this is I'm gonna be honest, this is in shock. This is my first time hearing about this one. It's again, this is the dangerous. I think what's more upsetting is it's not being covered by mainstream news. If this was the other way around, it would dominate the headlines. I feel bad for the dude. No way could he have saw that coming and not tried to stop it. But it just goes to show you, it's about what they want to do. This was never an election about policy. This was an election about those that believe in the agenda of the left being able to do what they wanted, how they wanted, when they wanted, with impunity. And if you, as a straight-laced man in general, said something to them, or a straight-laced woman, they were going to be able to utilize the federal government to whoop you with it. And now that they can't, they believe that they can just use retribution any way they see fit. And, since being up under the thumb of the Democrats out of the 12 years of the last 16, what's happened is for the world of men, they've taken our claws, they've taken our fangs, and then they've tried to cage us. And now we're just getting to a point where we're getting our fangs back. And when we get our claws back, it's going to be game over. So I'm going to land my plane right there.
Well played. I like what you did with that. All right, good round, gentlemen. And that was the gist of that. I wanted to point that out, once again, to the polling data. And like I said, I think a lot of black men voted for Trump, and they said Kamala because of we talked about this last week, the mother putting the sons out, actual divorces happening, breaking out violence, breaking out. So just in general good interest, it may be to some of your best benefit, depending on your situation, to keep that shit to yourself and keep voting conservative and for the policy that benefits black men on the low, because it is fucking clown world out here. On that note, let's jump to the next segment. Tito, this is one of the TikToks you sent me. I'm gonna play the short and then I'll let you take it from the top.
Listen, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to the liberals, but if you're not, you should be. You can't just close your eyes and ignore it and hope it's going to go away, because it's not. These people really think there's some separate faction that they're fighting for something. They have lost touch with reality completely. If you don't think there's a civil war going on, you're wrong. It's happening on social media, and you can't ignore it. There's no unity going to happen because they're not going to allow it. They're like the Democrats of old that fought to keep their slaves, only they're not fighting to keep their slaves. They're fighting to try to make us their slaves. It's only a matter of time before this spills out into the physical world, so be prepped.
That's spot on, Tito. That's all yours, and I think that's 100. We actually been having that conversation over here. What say you, Tito? I think you muted up.
Yeah, I've been telling people ever since like 2020 that, you know, we are in an administrative civil war. Like, consider the things that you saw during the first Trump term. You saw deep blue counties. I use Prince George County in Maryland as an example, in which people in the Prince George County jail were actually when people that were there that were wanted for immigration that had like serious crimes or whatever, and they would make bail or they would give them like a recognizance bond. And ordinary practices are that they are supposed to either notify the U.S. Marshals that they're about to make bond that same, like the morning of the same business day, or that they supposed to like release them directly into the custody of the U.S. Marshals or ICE, right? Well, in Prince George County, Maryland, you know, just to make a political stand against the man, they were actually releasing these criminals even for crimes of moral turpitude against children. They were releasing these criminals back into the community, or in some cases even giving them a ride or arranging transportation for them to places as far away from there as Philadelphia, right? So I've been telling people for years that we are in an administrative civil war, and you know, people call me a crackpot, people call me an alarmist. Now you see, you know, that whole era of genteel civility that you might have learned, you know, in your sociology class in college, or you might have learned in civics in high school. You know, get that out of your head. Get that out of your head. You got a group of people, a substantial group of people that they have been brainwashed, literally brainwashed by the media, right? Because we got a 24-hour news cycle, so they've been having availability of this propaganda for 22 hours for the past decade now, right? And then you got a side that's been infiltrated by foreign elements and subversives that are using these people as patsies. And you know, you have to really be ready for one of these people to try to do something to you, because they will. This is what these people have been brainwashed to do. I mean, think about it. You just saw a mandate from a overwhelming mandate from people in this country, and yet these people won't even respect. They always talk about democracy, but then they won't even respect the fact that actually the majority of people did vote for what's coming. They still won't respect that. They want the way that they think that things should be, right? And so these people, a lot of these people are going to crash out in the coming days. You mark my words, you go see physical attacks, you go see family feuds in between family members, you go see neighborhood feuds, you go see people staging terrorist attacks maybe at their own place of employment. You go see a lot of crazy shit in the coming days, and it's only going to get ratcheted up around the inauguration, if we could even make it there, if it's even the United States by then.
I think you're spot on, and that is indicative of the Dixiecrats of old. How ironic. So
yeah, how ironic. Yeah,
how ironic. Right? Yes. We talking red and blue. It's going to be looking like gray and blue if you follow the reference. So you want me to replay that short for you? You got
yeah,
so
go ahead.
I'm a replay. Give me one, and let's go.
Listen, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to the liberals, but if you're not, you should be. You can't just close your eyes and ignore it and hope it's going to go away, because it's not. These people really think there's some separate faction that they're fighting for something. They have lost touch with reality completely. If you don't think there's a civil war going on, you're wrong. It's happening on social media, and you can't ignore it. There's no unity going to happen because they're not going to allow it. They're like the Democrats of old that fought to keep their slaves, only they're not fighting to keep their slaves. They're fighting to try to make us their slaves. It's only a matter of time before this spills out into the physical world, so be prepped.
Conservative Becky on it. What you say?
I like to say this. I mean, much to Tito's point, but this has been a sort of long run plan to give us some sort of prescriptive guidance as far as what our politics are. If you don't, you're a coon. This is the only sort of party that's about inclusivity until you don't agree with their politics. Then you're allowed to be called all types of coons. Women are actually allowed to have misogyny practice against them. Men are allowed to, be told that, qualified immunity should apply against them and their lives and this, that, and the third. You all come under the veil of all this. And so now that they see that identity politics has kind of run its course and they've served too many masters, they are spazzing out. Now, like I said before, this sort of long-range plan was because they thought that by putting in academics with the faulty research, and that faulty research informs policy, and, people are actually controlled when it comes to information, and, this sort of panic stuff where, there's the sky is falling, where they can kind of weaponize the government against you. They really tried to institutionalize cancel culture and obstruct people's ability to not only freely communicate, but to also freely exchange ideas with other people and freely think. And so I think that, this sort of election was really about freedom and liberation, much more than what people think about it to be. And when they were talking about democracy is at stake, they were actually giving us a warning against them and their agenda. That's what's so cold about these sort of libs and their projection. So I think that people just make sure that you obey the law, but I also encourage you also to practice self-defense within the confines of the law. Just be vigilant and be mindful, because these people are truly crashing out. And I'll land my plane there.
My nigga.
Spot on. Brent, same line of question. I can replay the short for you as well if you like.
No, you good, man. Phil Donahue kind of laid it out. She kind of laid it out, man. I'm not surprised, man. I've said it often that these folks are Marxists, man. And when you think about Marxism in general, you think so. Marxists traditionally have a criticism of reformism or critiques of religion, ideology as control, and then revolutionary change. To them, they really think that they're revolutionaries, bro. When you look at how a majority of the country voted, when they show that big map of the United States, man, it was it was red across the board. The only places where it was really blue were on the coasts. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
even the so-called.
Then it was dots. It was looking like chocolate chips and shit.
Yeah, man. So like any person with any type of working common sense would see, motherfucker, y'all are the majority. You know what I mean? But that's the danger of social media and the internet is they don't have the mental capacity to go and listen to the opposite argument and then be able to make an informed decision about what it is that they're seeing. They are operating in echo chamber. So, and that's also the danger in making people emotionally soft, not having the ability to come out to the square, have an exchange of ideas or have a debate, and then leave with some actual information that you can use and apply to the real world and to your everyday life. These folks are indoctrinated and that's all they listen to. But common sense would tell you, when you look at how a majority of the country voted, and you even look at the way people have traditionally voted versus the way that they've recently voted, that should tell you that, hey man, you are a small minority that thinks the way that you think. You know what I mean? And in turn, that should tell you, okay, I may not change my position completely, but let me at least say, you know what, the person that I disagree with may actually know more than what I do about life or about any subject. You know what I mean? But the fact that they are not able to do that and they want to resort to violence says a lot. What brothers can do to prepare themselves, and hopefully you've already been preparing yourselves because the conversation has been had on this platform already. What brothers can do if they haven't already is bro, go after power, and I mean in your daily everyday lives. I mean, go for those promotions and go for those increases and negotiate those salaries accordingly, right? And I talk about how to do some of that on my channel. But the reason I say that is because if something happens, bro, and I have to protect myself or I have to protect my property or whatever, you know, or family or whatever, homeboys, whatever, I want to be in a position to make sure that I can actually fund the defense for myself. That's why I'm always talking about career and jobs and shit, because I want brothers to know that, hey man, in the event you come across one of these people, bro, it may cost you some coin to be able to protect yourself. You know what I mean?
And to beat that case where you put your hands on them.
Exactly, bro. I've been in some situations, bro, where I had to go down there to the law office, man, and just really drop a bag, drop a bag on the counselor's desk, man, just to be able to sleep good at night. You know what I mean?
And personal liability insurance. You might want to talk, you know, speak.
Right. So excellent chime in, bro. And in order to have those tools in place, man, it's gonna take money, man. There's no other way around it. You know what I mean? Like, not only the building of the relationships and knowing where to actually go to be able to get the best possible defense and best bang for your buck, but being able to have the capital to do that stuff and having the insurance plans in place to be able to, you know, replace a vehicle or replace a house, or being able to have surgeries and shit like that. And these are all things that should be taken into consideration when we are dealing with the level of delusion that these folks have shown that they operate in. It's like everybody said, it's cute, or everybody got a plan until they get hit in the mouth. Right now, they planning to they're planning and operating in such a way where it's just a one-sided aggression. But when the bow snaps back, you have to be prepared to protect yourself, not only from a physical standpoint, but protecting your livelihood as well. I land my plane there.
You spot on about that, and that's not random and it's not hyperbole. I think it was last week I'd seen it. A liberal white man stabbed some black man who, when he found out he voted for Trump, stabbed him right in public.
What? Yeah, man. Hey, you know, and you know probably better than most, bro. I can make a stand in this bitch. So if a whole bunch of blue hair people come running down the street right now by myself, I can make a stand around this motherfucker. So.
Oh yeah, no way in hell that that happens down here in Philly. I mean, it may happen with some sassy, but like you don't even get in arm's reach for all that to be happening. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit we gonna have a problem, and it's not gonna end up well for certain people. Like we do things different down here. People end up missing down here.
Straight up. I just want the brothers to take that stuff into consideration, man, because I don't doubt that the brothers that listen to these type of platforms can handle their own and protect themselves. But the other layer is, we used to say back in the game that shit, it costs money to beef. You know what I mean? So
do it. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Do.
That's the part people miss out on. I don't want to see.
Sometimes it ain't about the showdown. It's about the cleanup.
Just straight, boy. Hey, man, I was looking for my organ button on my soundboard. I couldn't even find it. But that's the point I'm trying to make. You're exactly right.
You know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. It ain't about the showdown. It's about the clean. It's about the clean. Yo, shout out to Tevin King. Shout out to Tevin King, the stream sponsor, and he actually is chiming in on our conversation. Shout out for the $10 super chat. He says, Saul, I work in West Hollywood and have to constantly lie to my coworker about who I voted for Hollywood as a whole, very liberal and pro rainbow. I ain't trying to lose my job saying Trump is back, baby. We was just talking about that, and he is spot on. Yeah, keep telling them you voted for Kamala. Spot on.
Man, fuck all you hoes. Fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. And fuck all you hoes. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck all you hoes. And fuck all you. Don't give a damn, bitch, what you wanna do. And fuck all you.
And Tevin King, once again, with the $5 super chat, he said, the worst thing is a lot of wombat that work at the hospital are crashing out too on the low fellas. The next time you go, ooh, he's right. The next time you go for a checkup, vet the doc. Yo, that's what I'm saying. It's insidious. Motherfuckers preparing your food, your doctors, all that shit. It is really real world becoming dangerous out here. That's a spot on. I didn't even think about that. That's a spot on assessment, Tevin, and then the brothers might want to chime in on that once I go through contractor and Eagle.
Man, fuck all you hoes. Fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. And fuck all you hoes. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck all you hoes. And fuck all you. Don't give a damn, bitch, what you wanna do. And fuck all you hoes.
Yo, shout out to Irvin Reed. I see you in the building, Playboy. What Quiet Storm say? He said, I told him to suck my damn nuts. Don't come to me. Don't come to me with politics talk while I'm at the job. Y'all niggas stupid. Contractor, you want me to play that short back for you, Playboy?
No need.
That nigga
I spoke
said,
about this before.
Damn nuts.
Yo, I had a whole issue, right, with a dude because he asked me my political leanings, and I wasn't even trying to speak about this shit, right? I wasn't. But he was like, yeah, so what do you think between Kamala and Trump? I was like, yeah, I'm voting for Trump. He was like, he 86 the whole job, bro. Like, this shit is real. Now, did it cost him more money? Yeah, because he was like, nah, nigga, not you. I want somebody else that leans the same way I lean. But I'm like, bro, you just you broke yourself already. You came like a hoe with a bag, and you broke yourself to me. And now it's gonna cost way more to bring somebody else in because they're gonna tear all this shit up and so on and so forth. I was talking about it when I was talking about it. Broken was like in the chat or whatever. Motherfucking these people, dog. These people, they different. They a little different. I agree with Saul. I agree with Tito and Wrench. Like, yo, you got to be really careful in how you handle yourself out here, because these motherfuckers, they different, bro. They are way different. They will throw their whole life away over how you voted. You know what I'm saying? So I know it sounds funny, but nah, real shit. My man just spent like another 2 G's just because I voted for. I told him ahead of time before the election, I'm voting for Trump. He threw 2 G's away. Like it wasn't nothing, bro. And I'm like, And these were people that didn't have it for real. But oh boy was extra soft. You know what I'm saying? Soy boy. At the end of the day, these are the motherfuckers that's running around here trying to make decisions for you. Bro, they're not in that right goddamn mind. I don't care what nobody say. They are not. They are not. So whatever you did, keep that shit to yourself. Your political leanings, keep that shit to yourself. And let these motherfuckers flame out. Because they damn sure crashing out. I witnessed that for my goddamn self. But I landed there.
No, I think you spot on, Contractor, and like, you know, we helped popularize the phrase that the Democratic Party, especially if you're a black man, is for, you know, sassy boys, down low, effeminate men. But one of the other things that I'm starting to see popularized and good, because we've had that conversation, it's the party of mental fucking illness. Let's just call it a buck. You can't have a conversation about reality at all, but it is the party of mental illness. And I think they want it that way because they have a voter base that doesn't operate off of facts or policy or anything else, and they could just tell them anything. And you see they crash out over it, especially if you see people killing their own parents and shit over this shit. So spot on.
Bro, how you gonna walk around with My Little Pony here, all rainbowed and shit, blue, green, pink, purple, all that bullshit, and they be like, I'm an adult. Why'd you dye your fucking hair though? You pick what was popular. An adult doesn't do that. We make real decisions. You saw a trend and hop right on that shit like it wasn't nothing. That's not what a fucking adult does. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, these people that are affiliated with their party, they got some really dark, weird shit going on with them, bro. How many grown adults do you know will throw away $2,000? Literally, just throw it in the trash. Just because you didn't vote like me, or you're not going to. Punishment. For you, I was so glad to walk away from that job. Dog. It was like a burden removed from my shoulders. Because that means I didn't have to deal with them no more. They don't get it. They're not making rational decisions, bro. Straight up. And for the melanin men that out here, yo, beware the motherfuckers. Watch what you eat, watch where you go, watch what you order, who making it, what they look like, all that. Because they already put a go on you, literally, to remove you, bro. This shit ain't no game. They literally said, we will get rid of you all type shit. Mass extermination type shit. But I'll leave it there, man.
Well played. The No News Podcast says the Verding Hate said we caused 14 cases worth of violence in 16 years. The Democrats got more than 10 cases in a week. And with regard to diverting hate, the Trump administration is on their ass. I actually heard them mentioned this week with regard to Congress, Jim Jordan and whatnot. So yeah, Trump ain't playing around. Black Eagle, same line of questioning. I could play that short back for you if you like as well.
No, I remember what she said. It just goes to show you that the liberals are the true bullies. They like to call everybody else a bully, but they're the ones, if you don't agree with them, they're the main ones that want to shout you down until you agree with them. They're the main ones that want to go into a hysteria when you don't understand. I'm not even gonna say understand. You don't agree with their viewpoints. They are the main bullies. They're the main villains. They're the main aggressors because they don't have any policy. They don't have any foresight for the future outside of what they want, not necessarily the community. And there's one thing that I've learned, and I haven't been presented with it in a work setting, but in social settings, I've been presented, oh, well, how do you feel about politics? And if I really want to piss them off, I'll tell them I'm a descendant of an enslaved or a freedman. And that right there shuts them right on up. Because then they don't really, they don't like that they can't co-opt your lineage. But what they do like is if you just tell them, oh, well, I'm not really into politics. They like that because then they can try to get you into it. But if you're going to talk about slavery, they really don't want to talk about that because they don't want you to know they're just as much as against reparations as anybody else. So that's the only thing that I found that really kind of shuts them up. Because then if you're going to say, well, black people should do this, tell me what's in it for black people, then you can hear crickets. So, but I definitely understand what that lady is saying, and she's 100% accurate. And I think too, it's probably even worse for women. And that was the main thing in this particular election is all women were not on code. In fact, go and look at it. Most of the groups of women in larger numbers supported Donald Trump outside of black women. That's why black women are on the internet right now saying, oh, well, we ain't doing nothing for nobody else. We're going to take care of ourselves. But we've been telling y'all that for years. We've been telling y'all that. Now, all of a sudden, you got to look at the voting day to see those other women were using y'all. They weren't your friends in the first doggone place. They were using you as a political pawn, like we've been telling you. Now all of a sudden you go look at the data, now you mad. So they in for a rude awakening, but I'm gonna land my plane right there.
Well played, sir. Yeah, and I think we broached this on one of the panels earlier this year, leading up to the election. And I think I posited that, we'll see how it plays out. But I was of the opinion, when Hillary ran, who was far more qualified, despite her being a despicable individual, and ruthless as such, if they wholesale didn't vote for Hillary, because in that election, Trump garnered a tremendous amount of the white female vote. I said, I find it hard to believe, irregardless of the rhetoric, that the reverse happens and that Kamala gets a large swath of votes from the white female demographic as well. Like if they didn't put a white woman Hillary in, there's no way they're gonna put some half-breed Indian chicken who's got a giggle disease, and it is well known that she's slept her way to the top. I just couldn't see that happening. But no, I didn't know the extent to which the liberal derangement might take effect. But as we see how the numbers played out, like I said, they once again, in true to form, Keisha is just an attack dog and cannon fodder for the liberal agenda. And when push comes to shove, these white women will falter under their white male, who is the source of their actual power. They're not going to give that up, but they'll let you go. They'll let Keisha get out there and be cannon fodder for it, and they'll leave them hanging.
Yeah, and not even just Keisha. I mean, what's the lady over? Oh my goodness, I cannot think of her name. The Asian lady that's been a part of Kamala Harris's finance committee.
Oh yeah, well she took an L with the donors, but I'm just saying that the general exit poll numbers that like Latino women, white women,
and Asian women all supported.
Exactly.
And I'm like,
Keisha's the only one that jumped off the cliff.
Is the only one that's like the hell with their men. They're the only ones that are like the hell with their. Every other group of women is with their men. They're not going against what's best for their community or their culture until you get to black women. I hate to be like that, but that's what the data show. And then, like I was telling some other sisters this week, it should have showed you who your real friends were. Period. So I'm gonna land my plane.
Spot on. T and International Quiet Storm. Yo, you spot on. You segueing us right into the next segment. He says DHS and Doge about to pull divert hate funding for a waste of taxpayer money. You spot on. And I'm about you. That's actually our very next segment. Because I actually want Tito's input on this, because I think we talked about this in part during the week when the cabinet people from the cabinet were being picked. And I was just texting back and forth, like I like where this is going. And then also this one refers to the administrative management class of government, which is really the real culprit in all of this. Shout out to Mr. O with the info with the $5 super chat. He says, I believe that January will be a start of a crazy time in our history. I agree. That's never been seen before ever. Blessed to be alive in interesting times. That is facts. And also, Tito sent me a text earlier this week showing something about breakouts of bird flu. I believe it may have been in Seattle or Oregon. And I said, hey, here we go again. They warming up for the bullshit again. They're going to try and shut this administration down.
Man, fuck all you hoes. Fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck all you hoes. Don't give a damn, bitch, what you wanna do.
All right, guys, we have that 1 hour and 23-minute mark. It is 12:11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Cabinet appointments all week. We covered last week Trump's statement to the United States prior to him being sworn in, basically attacking mainstream media, social media, policing his speech, protecting the First Amendment, and what have you. So that's wins out the gate for us, off the gate for us with regard to shadow banning and things of that nature. And aside from Robert F. Kennedy, Tulsi Gabbard, and other people that he's put out as cabinet members, Elon and Vivek is one of the most interesting, and it's brilliant. I think it's brilliant how he's executing this. But let's pull Vivek up. Let him talk about this Department of Government efficiency, and we're gonna start it. We're gonna have Tito take the top of the round. Let's let Vivek talk a bit.
Fraud, abuse, bureaucratic bloat. We're going for the stuff that's basic common sense that most Americans actually agree on. And I hope we're going to actually be able to help unite the country by eliminating waste, which is something that all Americans, regardless of partisan affiliation, can get behind. And that's how Elon and I are thinking about it.
Well, that was Vivek Ramaswamy touting the new Department of Government Efficiency that he and Elon Musk will be running. Now, also known as DOGE, this temporary agency will partner with the White House and Office of Management and Budget to drive structural government change from outside the government. Now, they put out their first messaging on X yesterday, writing this: working overtime to ensure your tax dollars will be spent wisely. So what have we been spending some of our federal funds on? Let's review. Almost $550,000 went to a Russian lab to run experiments on cats' brains. That was spent by the National Institutes of Health. $3.7 million of funding went to a study on monkeys and gambling, another NIH fascinating project. And the State Department awarding tens of thousands of dollars for drag shows in Ecuador. And that's just the tip of the wasteful spending iceberg. Here's Senator James Langford rattling off just a few government spending projects at a House hearing last year. Watch.
Last year, the State Department did a grant to Ecuador to host 12 drag shows in Ecuador with American tax dollars. Now, may have different opinions in this room on drag shows. I'm just asking the simple question: is the best use of American tax dollars to actually fund drag shows in Ecuador with U.S. tax dollars? National Science Foundation last year did a study of butterflies in Europe. So we funded with American taxpayer dollars. Last year, there was also a NEA grant that was done to set up a display in Brooklyn for the Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, which, by the way, is not even an American band. We had an almost, $350,000 grant to study smart toilets. Was one of the grants that we actually paid for with our federal tax dollars last year. We also had a grant that was done studying colonial Mexican soundscapes. We last
They got a lot of money for a lot of shit. No money for reparations, though, huh?
year did a study on helmets and seatbelts in Ghana
Helmets and seatbelts in Ghana, no reparations.
to be able to study whether seatbelts and helmets were effective for saving lives in Ghana. Can I just go ahead and answer that question for free? Seatbelts and helmets are a good idea. They save lives. Free.
Kaylee, the American people had no idea about this, and how would they? When the administration we are disentangling ourselves from is committed to an opacity, and at the same time, Americans can't afford grocery bills, but hey, let's spend millions on a bunch of ridiculous projects outside this country. Billions of overpayments by the...
All right, there you go. Tito, I let it run all the way through the some of the things that were spent on. Two things before let me frame this. The most brilliant thing that Elon did before this even goes out, Trump hasn't tied them into the cabinet or into the government. He has them adjunct so that way that they're not under any of the rules or constraints.
Yeah, and they not subject to Senate confirmation either if he does it that way.
Yes, sir. And then the most brilliant thing that Elon did off the gate before they even get started, he announced that everything is going to be public. And on Twitter, they already have their own page up, and that they're going to take public feedback on everything, and they're going to put out line items on everything being spent in these budgets and bills. It's absolutely brilliant. What say you?
I mean, this is a long time beltway and frankly federal government tradition. It's many examples of this. Just for those of y'all that's in the military service, do y'all know that they first started developing the aircraft that will become the B-22 Osprey? They first started developing that like in 1974, right? they started developing that aircraft back in 1974, and it took them all the way for it to see service the second time that they were in Iraq following 03, right? And it was still just experimental back then. So when you talk about black projects, when you talk about like some of the more like pork barrel earmark type of things they talked about, a lot of that really is money laundering. Let's just call a spade here. A lot of that is money laundering. Like the one where they talked about researching the effectiveness of helmets and seatbelts in Ghana. It's been known for years and years and years that helmets and seatbelts are effective. I've actually seen ads for wearing your seatbelts to come out of Papua New Guinea. Like, I mean, so everybody around the world knows that you should wear seatbelts and all of that. All of this is money laundering. A lot of these people have friends in other countries with offshore accounts, and they vote to earmark some of this shit for their friend to kick them back some of the money. All of these are just creative ways to launder money. That's all this is. Now, with the drag shows in Ecuador, I think that's kind of a social engineering piece. Because
so do I.
During the Obama administration, right? All of a sudden, during the Obama administration, it became U.S. policy to withhold foreign aid from countries that wouldn't take their blue laws off of the books. That's laws governing like homosexuality. And so they threatened to take foreign aid from Jamaica and a lot of other countries, Jamaica, Uganda, a lot of other countries that wouldn't take blue laws off of the books. Yeah, so this is that's the one thing right there. I know that's social engineering, but the rest of that shit they talking about, that's just creative ways to launder money. That's all it is. Hey, if they go expose that, more power to them. I just hope don't nothing happen to them before the inauguration, because now you're talking about, coming at people's retirement funds and the money they was gonna send their grandkids to college with and all of that shit.
All right, solid. Yo, Saul, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, you sound good. Piggybacking on Tito's take, And then some of the line items for that. We're talking about millions of dollars. Now, recently, I was doing a stop pause recently in California with Congressional Black Caucus, and when I get to you, Black Eagle, you can touch on this too. Our Congressional Black Caucus out there stepped in the way. I think it was 20 million being handed out, or however much, but we didn't already got past like 300 million right here on everything from, I don't even know what half of this shit it's studied. But they seem to have money for everything, but for reparations or any type of money for the niggas. You know what I'm saying? What say you to that?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, old boy said like he sounded like he was more disappointed at the fact that they went to a tranny show in Ecuador than just a regular show. Yeah. You know, because it wouldn't have been no waste of money at that point. You know what I'm saying? It is by definition waste because it is a tranny show. It's a waste of good goddamn money. Now, if somebody were to, you know, if they would have got in and seen some fat ass, so can't knock it. You know what I'm saying? But I can say this much. You know, I'm glad that, you know, he's shedding the sunlight on everything because the sunlight reveals the truth, and you can't get past that. I mean, sunlight is the best sanitation, if somebody told me. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I feel that you know, this sort of transparency is obviously going to upset somebody, and this is what Tito was talking about as far as this, as far as the dangers of draining the swamp. You know, this administrative class has been around since what would you say, Tito? Maybe about the 30s, 1930s? The bureaucratic class at DC? Hello?
He's muted. He's muted up.
Yeah. Okay.
Tito.
But yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, he's probably off to something. But yeah, the bureaucratic class, don't quote me on this, I would say has been around since at least the 1930s or whatnot. And it's becoming much.
Yeah. Hey, Saul, yeah, it's been around since like the Roosevelt administration. My fault for cutting you off. It's been around since the Roosevelt administration. But back then, it was more localized to what your precinct captain can do, or maybe some like special earmark project or something for you. It wasn't international like it is now. This shit is like post-war, like really post 1960s into the 70s, where this shit becomes international like this.
Okay. So this is part of, quote unquote, that military industrial complex that Eisenhower warned us about.
Exactly.
Okay. So I would say, you know, things have kind of, you know, came to a head, and he is so unpredictable that you know, this man is about to be bull riding in the China shop, and ain't nothing nobody can do about it. But my last comment on this is that Joe Biden recently gave permission to Ukraine to use U.S. weapons on Russia. Okay, and I'm like, maybe it is about the money, because somebody can get paid on the way out the door, because it doesn't make sense only for a policy change in January. I'll land my plane there.
All right. Excellent. Contractors, same line of questioning. In particular, one, all the frivolous money, but two, in particular, Trump selecting Vivek and Elon to basically audit the government and to actually not absorb them into his cabinet, so that they're not governed by any of the Senate laws and confirmation, what have you. And then Elon being preemptive, just saying like, you know what? Even before all this gets started, before my man even gets signed in on the 20th or something, we're gonna announce that we're gonna make everything we doing public, so the entire world can see. And we're gonna do it in real time, since I own Twitter. He already set up the Twitter page and everything.
Them not being a part of his cabinet makes all the sense in the world. Here's the reason why. Coming from a person that's on SAMS on a regular basis, where I can look and see all those defense contracts for the DOD, you talking about a motherfucker talking about, I got $300,000 for you to paint this room right here. Well, how big is the room? It's a bathroom. It's a bathroom. Your bathroom, my bathroom, same size, my nigga. $300,000 to paint a bathroom, dog. So it makes sense. There's a tremendous amount of waste that goes on. If you're not familiar with that side of the house, you would be amazed. You'll be amazed. If a motherfucker told you, like, yo, I'll pay you $80,000 to fly your helicopter from here to there, point A to point B, which is a short trip, every trip, you'd be like, damn. Whole time, they gave you the lowest bid, bro. When it comes to the government and the amount of money that's spent on frivolous bullshit, you talking about a can of Pepsi, dog, or Coke, whichever you prefer, ginger ale, whatever. That one can you bought for like 95 cents, $1, or $1.05 maybe, cost $20 motherfucking dollars, cost plus. I know about that side of the house. Any service that's rendered is extremely expensive, but the pockets of the people that's paying for it are very deep. So them wanting to reform and overhaul that shit, it makes all the sense of the world to me. Cause at the end of the day, $20 can of Pepsi or Coke or ginger ale or whatever you prefer. I mean, yeah, that's too much. It's way too much. Now I start thinking about like airplanes, ships, flights. They've been living on the luxury that we provided for them and to them for the whole damn time. So the administrative class, they about to get shook the fuck up and get brought back down to reality. Elon, he may be a very wealthy man, but he still lives in reality. Those legacy highs in DC have, but yeah, they don't. They'll spend $5,000 on a nice lunch, and it's taxpayer money. You don't believe me? Take your ass to DC, you find out. But I'll land it there.
Well played, sir. I think you're spot on, and to piggyback on something you said also with regards to the picks about Elon, because Elon actually has a bone to pick with the establishment because they chemically castrated his child and turned it trans. That being said, Wrench Turner, all the cabinet picks in general, I had texted this to Tito and Saw earlier during the week, that what I liked in particular about all the cabinet picks is that each individual one had as a bone to pick with the management class. Tulsi Gabbard, for example, was put on that terrorist watch list for speaking out against the Kamala campaign, and now she is in charge of the entire intelligence community. So that is, once she's confirmed. But back to this round right here with regard to Vivek and Elon being in charge of government efficiency. Same line of questioning with everyone else. What say you about the picks and the choices? In particular, Elon being smart enough to say, you know what? Nothing's going to be hid this time. As we audit it in real time, we're going to let you follow the money, and we're going to do it in public on a public bulletin board in real time, so you can see everything that's in these bills that are being passed, and everything, all the line items on what millions and millions of your tax dollars is paying for. I think there will be general outrage, and I think it's a brilliant idea. What say you?
Yeah, man, I would agree. I think the brothers touched on one of the key tenets that I was going to speak on, which is the money laundering aspect, and that a lot of those silly ass programs, man, are really just camouflage for that, laundering money. Man, nobody, if you ask the average American taxpayer, hey, how do you feel about South American ding-a-ling dancers? Man, they're not going to approve. They're not going to approve a big-ass check, to have a bunch of men down in South America run around dressed as women. They even got bigger concerns down there. You know what I mean? But
What the fuck did I want?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I've worked with people that have worked for Elon before, that worked for Skunk Works and even SpaceX. And one of the things that Elon is extremely talented at is getting the most bang for his buck. So when he built his companies in a way to where he could almost assure that he would get the government contracts himself, but the savings behind it. So for example, the Starship Super Heavy booster that he recently was able to catch, as it fell from space. The team that worked on that, and even before they got to making Starship, the Super Starship Heavy, the guys that I worked with were actually a part of the team that worked on the previous versions of the Starship before this V3 that's coming out. And these guys said, people would cry at work just from the number of hours that they put in to make sure that those projects took off. And he would do it. I mean, at the bare minimum from a cost standpoint. So having somebody like that who has, who has created a multi-billion-dollar company or multi-billion-dollar companies, is the exact type of person you want to have, because he understands the scope of what it is that he's doing. And not only that, knowing that he can't be everywhere at one time, he knows how to delegate the right responsibilities and then all of the auditing processes to make sure that you're getting the most bang for your buck from a financial standpoint. So I think with Elon, it's definitely the right person to have to be a part of that, to be a part of really monitoring the finances and cutting out a lot of the sludge, because he's done it in his own companies. Him actually having a bone to pick as it relates to his son. His son came out talking about he gonna move to another country and all this other kind of stuff. But I think he shares the sentiment that a lot of Americans share, understanding that you have hopes and dreams for your children, and then you have an establishment that comes in and literally brainwashes your children to be something that you absolutely did not plan on them being. You know what I mean? Which even lends more to how psychotic these people are. But I look forward to the work that they're going to do there. Not only Elon and Vivek, but the Tulsi Gabbards, the Ice Maiden lady that he brought in, RFK, all of the different people that he's brought into this cabinet. Uncle D was talking about it earlier. Dennis Sperling was talking about it earlier, where Trump is smart enough to where he brought in a lot of young blood, man, people that are, Lord willing, people that'll be around for a really long time, so that any processes that are put in place during this administration can hopefully roll over into JD Vance's administration.
Yes, sir.
And so forth. You know what I mean? I think that I would wish that there was some type of maybe some type of website where the public can actually access it and see in real time kind of what's going on with what's being done with the budgets. I know they can't show everything, but I wish that there was some type of public website where we could actually log on and see what did they cut out, what are they spending money on, how much money they saved, even if it's just in Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 to see how much money they saved. The last part I'll touch on, and then I'll land my plane. The elites that pull a lot of the strings behind the scenes and a lot of the beneficiaries of some of these programs, like you said, that's the money that they plan to ride on into the sunset with, or plan to send little Nancy, their granddaughter, to private school, and get her to a point where she can capitalize on those legacy programs that get them into these the Harvards and the Stanfords and institutions like that. And I think that they're going to push back. Maybe it's in the form of violence. We've seen they've already tried some attempts on President Trump, President-elect Trump's life. So hopefully he's staying prayed up and he's keeping his security intact to the point to where He understands the type of games that they're going to try to play with him, and hopefully he got the right pieces in place to make sure that he's being safe. One last thing that, as it relates to the money as well, these senators, with their salaries, there's no way they should be leaving office as multi-millionaires. You know what I mean? So that goes to show you, of course, the lobbyists are going to pay them a shit ton of money to advocate on their behalf. But I do believe that, you think about a Nancy Pelosi who is proven to have exercised insider trading. How the hell is she still ahead of, this bigwig in the Democratic Party? You know what I mean? These folks are literally stealing, and the more you make, the more they take from a tax standpoint, right? These folks are literally stealing our money, bro. So I'll land my plane there.
No, you spot on. These are modern day robbing barons, and they are fleecing the American public. Patrick Henry once said no taxation without representation. And to piggyback on something you said with regard to it being public, that actually is the thing. Elon owns Twitter. He just set up a Twitter account for the department, Doge, and it's going to be all of their findings is public. He's already got stuff on there already, and
Nice.
it's real time feedback. He's asking the public to tell them, as they post stuff, what do you think we should do? What type of cuts should we make? Well, what's your opinion about money being spent on this? And to what No News Podcast put in the chat, let me bring that up. He said, I hope they run the government's expenditures through AI. Bear in mind that Elon Musk is the bankroll behind OpenAI's ChatGPT, and he funded DeepMind, and AI runs his Tesla cars. He's got some of the most advanced AI with Sergey and everything that they actually run in Tesla and all his companies. So you best believe once they build these models up, they strip everything down, they are going to run all this shit through AI. Also to the other points you made, Wrench, with them cutting these expenditures, they about to fuck up a lot of people's bags. And I was saying this to Saul earlier this week, that Vivek and Elon need to be very careful, because they're going to try to take these boys out. Because you mess with one person's money, it goes straight up the chain of command. Because there's somebody, a global puppet master somewhere, bag about to get lighter. You understand what I'm saying? Like we venturing into dark territory here, but they the right team to do it. These are some of the richest men in the world with a bone to pick and nothing to lose. You feel me?
Facts.
Black Eagle. Huh?
My bad. No, I think real quick, a website is called GovInfo. I think it's GovInfo, but regardless, I'll drop it in the chat. You can literally go on that website and you can pull up your state representative, how much they make, and you can see who their investors are, per se. You know what I'm saying? And see how much they got, how much money they got from them people. Because that jump right there, literally, if you're only supposed to make $80,000 a year, but you get $1.2 million in funding and finance, you know who they work for, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, drop that link in the chat, and I'll copy it out too. We'll actually probably keep dropping it every show, especially as the year goes on. Black Eagle, same line of questioning with regard to the cabinet, Vivek and Elon in particular, and them basically auditing the government, and Trump being smart enough to keep them out of the Senate confirmation process so that they have carte blanche, and that they're because they'll basically be sending the findings back to Trump, and Trump will do what he sees fit with it. But also them being smart enough to be like, you guys ain't got to wait for the report. Elon's just going to open up a page on Twitter and you're going to see what we doing in real time, where the money going and everything else. I think that's brilliant. What say you?
Yeah, I like that the establishment is not happy with any of his cabinet picks.
Yes, sir.
That's more so what I like about it. No more of this whole status quo of hush hush, keeping everything under wraps and off the books and all that good jazz. And it's a good thing to see. Good thing to see exactly where the reparations for the descendants of the enslaved have been going to absolutely nothing and nowhere to somebody's pocket somewhere behind their corporation or business name. So it's a good thing to see exactly what the Democrats have been up to these past 4 years. In addition to that, I know we've talked about Nancy Pelosi quite a few times too. I cannot wait for her to be indicted. I think that she's behind a whole lot of things that we just don't know about yet, just because of the way she said. Remember, she said that Donald Trump will never
step back
again. And now all of a sudden, and then fast forward a couple years, she, as well as Chuck Schumer, Hakeem Jeffries, and Obama, 25th Amendment Joe Biden, pretty much pushed him out the way, and now she's gonna say, well, he should have been pushed out earlier. So quite a few things that are gonna be coming out this year, and these people will get violent. I mean, that's the Democrat way. When you don't agree with them, they get violent, they get aggressive. But I'm happy to see that it's going the way that's been going, and I look forward to continuing to see what they actually put out and publish. But I'm not surprised that the money has been going to absolutely nothing. But if anything, we as the descendants of the enslaved should take these next 4 years and continue to clean house, because the Black Caucus saw this stuff going on and did absolutely nothing about it. So this is absolutely absurd. And these people gonna get exactly what's coming to them. And it's not just in the government, CNN, MSNBC. I know everybody saw those layoffs coming to them this week, which, I mean, we knew that was coming anyway. They were already stealing stuff that people were doing on the internet and then turning it into what they wanted it to do because nobody's watching them. So this is going to be good all the way around.
No, I agree with you completely. And to piggyback on what you said real quickly, from a political leverage standpoint, I think it's wonderful that all these we'll be able to see in real time all these ridiculous line item expenditures. Absolutely. Because that strengthens the case for the black male political agenda, with an additional addendum being like, okay, there's money for all this, and there ain't $100 million for any sort of black, any sort of reparations, because y'all seem to got money for everything.
That's right.
Yeah, I think that will end up being a tremendous point of leverage as this plays out moving forward.
Nobody was outraged about studying butterflies. Come on, man. It's seat belts. Where was that same outrage? But where was the study put in for that without money? Because that's what they tell us. Oh, we'll do a study for that. Okay, where was the study for this without money? You see what I'm saying? So,
no, and I agree with you. But now that the black male at least 25 to 35% of us are moving almost like a conservative voting bloc and exercising our leverage, the onus is on us to push that conversation and to make these certain demands, because the black male population at large will not do so, and neither will these elected officials that we have not been policing thus far. Do you understand? Yeah. So it's a beautiful time to be alive. Let me knock these 3 super chats out the way. We're at the 1 hour 56 minute mark, and I'll get a notice from my panel to see if they want to do one more, or do we call it a night? Shout out to Mr. O with the info. I think I covered this one. He said, yeah, I covered this one. It's Quiet Storm. Quiet Storm with the $5 super chat. He said, the Democratic Senate will try to play games confirming Trump's cabinet nominations. Plenty of content to cook on. You know it, man, especially Tito and Wrench. And that is a whole factor.
Man, fuck all you hoes. Fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. Man, fuck all you
And shout out to brother Zeke through the $2 super chat. With the $2 super chat. And this is with regard to the line item expenditures, government expenditures. He said next, 69 million underwater gerbil gymnastics. Fuck out of here.
Man, fuck all you hoes. Fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. Man, fuck all you hoes. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck all you hoes. Man, fuck all you. Don't give a damn, bitch, what you wanna do. Man, fuck all you hoes.
All right, guys, perfect. We are at the 1 hour 58-minute mark. It is officially 12:46 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Gentlemen, I could do one more clip from Tito. This is about the border crisis, Venezuelans, etc., etc. What say you? Or we can call it a night. You let me know.
Yeah, I'm with it.
All right, bet. One more. Let's go. Everybody good? Let's go. All right, the Tito sent me this one, and this one ties in line also with one of Trump's cabinet appointees. He's appointed the gentleman who was in charge of the border when he was building the wall during his first term, and my man is an old pit bull, and he's ready to come back and run ice and get it done. But this is a clip that Tito sent me with regard to some of the nefarious things that are happening. With just all sorts of strange things happening with these migrants and the authorities at large being involved with it. So I'm gonna play this one, and I'm gonna start with Tito at the top of the key. Let me know you guys' take on this.
Many of the FOIAs that you guys have access to, they got caught driving without licenses. Many of them, but they have cars, right? And I think I mentioned to you that the Chicago police officer told me that there's cars that are becoming part of the impound system. So after 21 days, City of Chicago takes ownership of those cars, and they're giving them to some of these Venezuelans. This came right from a police officer. When I told him that we had a confrontation here and the vehicles didn't have license plates on them, the officer said, do you know where they're getting them from? I just assumed they were stolen cars. He goes, no, Chicago's giving them impounded cars to the Venezuelans. I'm like, seriously? He goes, yes.
All right, so this is in Chicago, another black mayor, Democratic shield down there, Brendan Johnson, just running that city into the ground. It's hard to believe that someone could actually be worse than Lori Lightfoot. But Tito, it's all yours.
Yeah, I have been hearing, stuff about this like last year, and I didn't know whether to make heads or tails of it. And for anybody that's here in the Chicago area, they will attest to the fact that it's not hard to find a Venezuelan like driving a car that's only a couple years old or only a few years old. And so it's a head scratcher when you think about it, because it's like, we remember when like Mexican people first started coming here, and it would be like, like literally 20 of them piled up in one Chevy Suburban, an old Chevy Suburban, going to the same warehouse job on the same ship at the same time. And now we see them coming here and they driving around in Infinity gym shoe trucks and damn near new Nissan Rogues, and we like, how, Sway? Apparently this is how. This is just and it's not just going on here. I suspect that because one thing that I notice outside these tow yards is that we have a towing company here in the Chicago area called ENR Towing, right? That actually stands for Eleanor and Richard. Richard M. Daly's parents. And they have a 99-year. Tell you how corrupt it is, and the conflict of interest is just off the charts. They actually have a 99-year towing contract with the city of Chicago, right? And so every once in a while, you'll see these cars coming out of the tow yard over there on 103rd, and you will see them on a car carrier, and you'll wonder where they're going, and you will see them getting straight on East 94, getting east, going east on 94 like they're going towards Indiana. And so maybe that's where those Haitians in Ohio are getting all of these cars from. Maybe that's where all of these immigrants that you see turned up with these cars, maybe this is where they coming from. They coming out of, our tow yards here in Chicago. But this is just one more example of how these people have been bending over backwards to facilitate them, but they don't give a fuck about you. And they will let them select what laws they follow, but you as an American citizen better not break one single one of their laws. They get these cars, they don't have insurance, they don't have license, let you go outside with some expired tags and let you go drive down the block to see what happens to you. So, but people are starting to see this shit and people are starting to wake up. So at least that's one good thing to come out of it.
I agree, and let me piggyback on something on some of your talking points because it's almost like an insult to injury. It's bad enough these people are walking right across the border. It's bad enough they're giving them the money. It's bad enough they basically have carte blanche to rape, maim, murder, steal from state to state, and also get be provided transportation. But this thing in Chicago in particular with this Democratic show mayor, the fact that people's cars are being towed and repossessed and then handed over to the migrants as well. It's like I said, and that it's being facilitated by the government at large from the federal government.
Wait a minute. The way that it works is that here in Chicago, when they tow your car, if you don't get out of the impound lot within 21 days, then the city takes ownership of it. They file a mechanics lien and they get paperwork they own title to the car. They can do whatever they can do whatever the hell they want with it.
Yeah. I'm in agreement with you. I'm just saying that, but the wherewithal to take that loophole and then turn it to the advantage of undocumented migrants. It's like I said, it's the level of government involvement with as at almost like a smack in the face and a F you to the American citizens. It's just beyond belief, and the fact that it could have grown to this extent and it had taken this long for Trump to get elected, for it to even be pushed back, and now we're still even getting pushed back about it. It's mind-boggling. Wrench, what say you? Wrench? Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. My fault, bro. Repeat the preface again.
Oh no. I was just saying, like, I was piggybacking on what Tito said. This is with regard to them using basically a state or city loophole with regard to your car being impounded or whatnot, and you not claiming it. That now it's the property of the government, but that they're deliberately turning these vehicles over to these Venezuelans in particular, who clearly we know they don't have the money. So it's like I said, it's bad enough they're taking your tax dollars to let them come into the country, to pay them to house, clothe, and feed them, and now they're just blatantly turning your vehicles over to them as well. Like I said, the level of insidious activity against the American citizen, it's mind-boggling.
Right, and the cold part about it, you could explain this to a large majority of the people who still want to vote for that, party, and they'll move the goalposts. So what's happening is they number one, like you said, they're giving them your tax dollars, even given the fact that black men have fought in every war
yes,
that this country has ever had. heavily represented in a lot of different industries, bro. So screw what we've been through in this country, screw what we've contributed to the country. They're gonna give these folks your money, they're gonna give these folks your crib, your housing, right? Because they're making a way for them to be able to have a roof over their head. They're giving them money on these cards to have food to eat and to be able to move around and do whatever it is they need to do. Then you turn around, you're gonna give them there's never been a program that I'm aware of that has ever done that for us as a people, where you get a car, a crib, you get money, you see what I mean? So it's almost like they were trying, because I know they busting a lot of them back down here, and Texas gonna send them right, send them right on across the border. But it's amazing to watch at a systemic level. It's amazing to watch this government really prioritize people who are not even U.S. citizens and play the benign neglect, take the benign neglect position when it comes to us, man. Even though we've given and some have paid the ultimate price for this country, right? But it just alludes to their mentality and what they were attempting to do while they were in power. You know what I mean? So I don't see there being I don't see Democrats getting back in power. Republicans would have to really mess it up. I don't see them getting back in power for a while, man. Even now, they starting to have conversations about who is the next candidate going to be, and they're saying, "Hey, it needs to be a young, handsome man." That black woman card didn't play out the way we thought it was, so now we need to find a young Anglo-Saxon, handsome man to be the face of the Democratic Party, which means that I've heard them throw Gavin Newsom's name out there, but I've been to California, right? I know Brother Saul, that's a stomping ground. I know Brother Tevin King, I think, is out there. Brother Quiet Storm is out there. When I'm going through LA, man, I'm seeing the people sleeping on the bridges and that kind of stuff. So even to roll him out would be hilarious. I don't think they have a leg to stand on, because when you couple all of this stuff together, you couple what they've tried to do to the nuclear family of this country, you couple in all of the set-asides and how they rolled out the red carpet for immigrants to just blatantly break the law and come into the country, and then to try to give them our resources, our money, our tax dollars, our cars, providing homes for them, letting them get away with all of these different types of crimes, man. And, I don't see them getting back in power for a while, bro. But for what we can, in the spirit of controlling what we can't control, shout out to brothers for voting in our interest and making it very clear that a lot more of us are aware of what's going on, and we are willing to, not only ensure that we are not on the plantation, but set the tone for a lot of other brothers to come on off of it too. I see the next election, like I said, if the Republicans don't do something, something silly and mess things up, I see it getting up to at least a good 35-40% of brothers voting Republican on the next election. So I'll let my plane there.
Spot on, and I agree with your final assertion about trying to the brothers hitting that 35 to 40% margin. And like I said, bear in mind, Patrick Bet-David, their internal polling already says that the brothers voted at 35%.
Mm-hmm.
And once again, to my other point, I think we're the temperature check down here, because we monitor what's going on with the brothers. We had conversations, and it's like we kind of knew it and felt it in our gut when we was covering it election night.
Right.
So I think exit polls moving forward for the next couple political cycles, whether it's midterms or whatever, those exit polls for the African American vote, when they break it down between men and women, and overall, I think those numbers are going to be terribly skewed and often wrong. And I think we're going to have to do the play it by ear down here based on what we've been talking, because right about now, all the polling models that they have to poll the African American vote, those have all gone out the window with this Trump election. And shout out to Simeon Toko. I think he hit it right on the head. and Saul and I have said that. He said Trump converted the Republican Party into a modern populist party and just kept the name. Spot on. The Democratic Party is over. Black Eagle, what say you with regard to the clip I just played, and I could replay it, with them turning over these vehicles to the Venezuelans, an additional piece of this migrant crisis nonsense.
The sad part about watching this is the number of tax-paying Americans that have had their cars repossessed. I think that's probably one of the saddest things about this. But people that have not paid into the system have been royally screwed by this same system. It's a shame and disgrace, man. Again, added to the list of reasons why Democrats lost. And then they banked on people not being able to see it. So to me, the only strategy the Republicans really can do is knowing that people can see what they're doing. So they got to be a little bit more mindful about how they go about doing things. I mean, they would really have to blow things up in order to be worse than the Democrats. So I am all for getting anybody up out of here that has not paid into this system, that's taking advantage of this system. I don't care where you come from, because you as an American citizen can't go to anybody's country and pull the stuff that these individuals from other countries are pulling. And it's not just I've been hearing some talks about this as well. They're talking about doing a potential AOC or Newsom AOC ticket, and then a Shapiro and Gretchen Whitmer ticket too, or who they're going to try to put forth as potential candidates for 2028, which is going to be dead on arrival, because neither of those two of the four names I gave, they're not going to get the black vote. And then on top of that, we know that they're going to go around what black people are saying that they need, especially those that are the descendants of the enslaved. They're going to go around that reparations piece, but they're going to bank on us not being what they believe not as informed as what they've been doing in their home states. But if I was Gavin Newsom, I really wouldn't try, especially after what he pulled reparations in the state of California. I would just stay in California. I really would if I was Gavin Newsom, because Kamala Harris was an example of what could happen to you based off of you trying to go around black Americans. That's just what it is. And it doesn't take 90% of us. It doesn't take 100% of us. It doesn't take 70% of us. 20 to 21% is all we need to tank any candidate. Legit. And if we're waiting on mainstream media to tell us that we won this thing, we don't hold your breath. They don't want you to know how strong you are by not joining the plantation. So with that, I'm gonna land my plane. There you go.
Spot on. Well played, sir. Contractor, same line of questioning. What say you of this ridiculousness with these now your cars as well as your tax dollars being handed over to migrants?
No. I just put it in the chat or whatever. There's a whole website set up for that. It's called GOV Deals, and
put it on the screen.
Let me see.
No, I put it on the screen.
Okay, cool. In a nutshell, more or less, you own nothing over here, even if it's paid for. You don't pay tax on it, for whatever reason, they can take it from you, bro. I've seen more big trucks, lift kits than a motherfucker being driven around by Spanish-speaking folks than a little bit down here. You know where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Now, I done traveled from North Cac to South Cac, all the way down to Georgia, and guess what? I still see the same shit. They've given these people an abundance of money, and literally, they're getting their vehicles from you. Yeah, They modify them, they change them over, they make all kinds of improvements, so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, it's coming from you, the American taxpayer. They taking your shit, auction it off, and then they give it to these people that they gave a boatload of money to a little while ago. It is what the fuck it is. This is how they get down, dog. So at the end of the day, they've already told you where where they stand and how they feel about you. You know what I'm saying? And how they gonna respond to you. How was it Josue and them can come over here, no license, no nothing, but buy a bunch of cars and have a whole dealership, dog? How do you think that happened? You know what I mean? How'd that work out? Have a whole lot full of just vehicles, just already set and ready. You know what I mean? Where they get to sell them to other migrants. Well, it's their bread they're giving them. That particular party has already shown they're willing to rob you, Slim. They gonna rob you. They're gonna take what the fuck you got and give it over to them folks. Is it right? Hell nah. Are they gonna keep doing it? Hell yeah. Because they're making a profit off of it. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted though. The state's also making a profit off it too. But that's a whole nother story right there. It is what it is, man. I hate to say it like this, but at the end of the day, we just like at war with these people just a little bit, just to maintain your everyday life. Not because they did something wrong, but they were given an abundance of money and opportunity, and the everyday average American was just left out there, man. But I'll end it there.
All right, well played. Saul, you there, Playboy?
Yeah, do you hear me?
All right, bet you. All right, there you go.
I know
Nice.
I was having sound issues.
No doubt. Take us home with this one. What say you of Tito's clip with you were in Chicago for a while with not only the tax dollars, now the cars being handled over, the confiscated cars being handed over to the migrants as well.
I don't want to scare the shit out of people, but I'm gonna just, fuck it. I'm gonna just tell you what I think. I think they're phasing in a permanent underclass, to be honest with you. And what they're doing is doing a lot of shit testing by way of, let me try your car. Next thing you know, it'll be your house or whatever the case may be, or other things, So if I were to take away your card, right, or some sort of wealth of yours, and I downgrade wages, and you have another group of people who are more or less globally mobile, once wages get to a certain point, then the group that has come here, they can eventually leave or go back. But what does that say about the people who are here? We ain't got no options to leave. And wages is already downgraded. You understand my point? And then, next thing you know, then they will throw in automation or whatever the case may be. At least this is my theory. You know what I'm saying? So I think that, there's some sort of engineering for a permanent underclass, and those people are more or less, in a way, are de facto getting foreign aid to go back with a little more wealth than what they came, and I think that this is a way to, do a little trial on it. But that's just my outlook on that. You know what I mean? And I'll land my plane there. Hello? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro.
No, that's me. I had myself on mute. And gentlemen, that is a wrap. It is officially, we're at the 2-hour, 21-minute mark. And it is officially 1:09 a.m. I'm going to get you guys up out of here. Let's get closing statements. and then we'll wrap it up. Tito, top of the marker. Closing statement for the chat and the replay gang, sir.
Hey, like I said, man, y'all enjoy this win for now, but don't rest on your laurels. We got, a lot of hard work to come. I'm already beginning to drive home the message that we're gonna have for the midterms, because the midterms will be here before you know it. Oh, and all of these agents that was leading into the run up to the election, I'm gonna be on their ass starting tomorrow. So y'all tune in.
Word. And we done dropped Tito's channel in the chat, and that's his Patreon on the screen. You guys know the drill. Wrench, closing statement for the chat and the replay gang, sir.
Yes, as always, man. Shout out to the brothers. Shout out to the brothers on the panel, the brothers in the chat. I try to start and end the stream the same way, just to let the brothers know we appreciate their listening ear and appreciate the feedback and conversation happens in the chat, and as well as that happens on the for those of us that are up here on the platform. Again, my message is gonna stay the same, man. Keep your head on the swivel, keep your powder dry. Make sure that you are checking your surroundings. Now is the time to really be vigilant and have a heightened sense of what's going on around you because of the political landscape. So not only do you have to deal with the historical issues that we've faced as it relates to wearing their skin and moving through the world, but now you have an increased level of I would say an increased hazardous environment just based on the sentiments and the messages that's being pushed online. So your family is not immune from that. Like I said, that little bulldogger niece, or they got them skinny jeans on, them dirty forces with that ball cap, man. You better watch her ass. She might do something to your plate over at Granny in them house. You know what I mean? She might bring you a beer, but she mess around and drop a fin tab in it or something, and you flopping around and nobody know what happened. So, but in all seriousness though, man, make sure you're checking your six and also checking on your brothers too. You got brothers that you hadn't talked to in a while. I did it myself on yesterday, called and chopped it up with my brother, one of my brothers that, a close brother that I hadn't talked to in a while, just to check on him, check his mental space, make sure he good, make sure he understand what's going on. So check on other brothers too, man. And as always, make sure that you are going after power. Make sure that you're going after finances. Because in the event that you have to protect yourself, man, you need to have the resources to be able to fight that kind of fight too. Appreciate you brothers listening. I'll land my plane there.
Thank you very much, sir, and well played once again. And I agree with Wrench, and I like how he doubles down on that on the closing statement every week. And now more than ever, that sentiment is important because we've got an opening. We've got an opening with this election. We got 3 to 4 years. If Vance get elected, we got it maybe have another 8 where monumental changes in the infrastructure are going to be being made, and that provides a tremendous opening for this group of independent thinking, heterosexual, productive black men. And like a lot of us could really change our lives and move to really new levels collectively as a whole if we play our position correctly and continue having these conversations. And like Brent said, getting your money right, getting your skills up, staying focused and disciplined, and not falling for the okey doke. And most importantly, drop that Keisha. Contractor. Close the statement for the chat and read it again.
Hey, bro, real quick, can I throw something in there real quick before brother Contractor go? So I posted on my community tab, and I appreciate you reposting it too, bro.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna open up the membership function on my channel, and the whole point behind it is exactly what Brother Machismo was just talking about. So some of the things that I've been kind of toying with to really add value to the brothers, and the only reason why I'm doing it on the membership side is because I want brothers to actually have have an investment. I want there to be a barrier to entry. You know what I mean? But I'm looking at resume revisions, mock interviews, how to use the STAR methodology when you are applying for different positions or when you start doing interviews. And when I say STAR, the way that you should answer questions, you come in and they say, "Tell me about yourself." They don't literally mean tell me about yourself. A lot of brothers may go in and start talking, well, I'm 40 years old. I got two dogs and I got a cutlass out there that, I'm gonna do an LS swap, but they're not asking about that. And there's a skill to it. The STAR methodology meaning situation, task, action, and result. That's how you should answer each question during the interview process. So mock interviews with me, a couple of revisions to your resume, taking all of the skills that you have and this will be like on StreamYard or on I thought about Patreon. I'm still kind of toying with it, but if you brothers see the membership function open up on the community tab, I'll keep everybody updated there. That's what that's about, is trying to add that value to your brothers, because I've done more than enough interviews than I can count, and I know exactly what folks are looking for when you brothers go out and start applying for positions and shit. My bad, bro.
No, that's spot on. Yeah, that's why as soon as I see that joint, I reposted it. Like,
I appreciate that.
And Wrench ain't bullshitting. Wrench ain't bullshitting. Me and Wrench been chopping it up behind the scenes for a long time. And he was high six figures when we started busting it up. This motherfucker walked away from a high 6-figure gig and fell right back in the interviews for higher salaries. And he be not like, that shit ain't bullshit. Like, if it's somebody you need to talk to about that, if you're moving in that direction, it's definitely Wrench. It's definitely Wrench. That ain't no bullshit.
Right.
Contractor. Closing statement, sir.
As always, salute to you, bro. Salute to my brothers on the panel, everyone in the chat. I think it was stated, but I think a little bit it was kind of understated. Like, yo, bro, you got bras out this bitch that's really willing to poison you, Slim. Get you up out of here, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, they made a whole statement online about this here, and you better take it serious. Rent said, keep your head on a swivel. Other brothers be like, yo, watch your six. Cause I'm gonna tell you like this, don't trust no motherfucking body. Don't you let that hoe make your play. Nah, man. No. Not right now. Not right now. They have no other power outside their mouth and the shit that they can talk and spit to you, except for the goddamn food. The food you will consume and you put in your system that will get you up out of here. Dog, this shit is real. I'm glad the brothers brought it up, because been there, done that. You don't want to know what it feel like to get poisoned, cuz you don't. When your system shutting down, heart ain't beating right, taking shallow breaths and shit. You don't. I survived it because I was in good, like, great ass shape, bruh. Tomorrow ain't promised, and fucking with Keisha and them, it gets even darker real quick. Another thing, old boy has not made an offer yet, so there's a boatload of time for them to pour some, for them to pour some fuck shit. Be ready, be prepared, and honestly, dog, get out the way. Get out the way. Right now, it's not the time to be singing and dancing in the street. Just go ahead, quietly move out the way. That way they can't see you. They can't get a beat on you. Not because you want some bitch shit, but flat out because you can think, my G. At the end of the day, Keisha gonna do what she gonna do. Becky gonna do what she gonna do. And you brothers, don't get wrapped up in that shit. Stay safe. Holla at y'all when we come back. I'm done.
Spot on. And I'm gonna piggyback on what Contractor said, because he told that story season 1. So when he tell you do not want to get poisoned, He's not bullshitting. Like, we making light of it slightly, but like not. That's why we doubled down on it this week. We want our brothers to be safe out here. And I got the inspiration from that because I've been watching AC all week, and he been covering all week whole series of Keisha's doing the most brutal and violent things to brothers, and brothers not pressing charges, and it's become an epidemic where the states are basically picking up the domestic charge now and charging the Keishas, and we seeing the Keishas being shocked that they being arrested. So in light of that, and in this particular political climate, when I seen this chick killer pop, and I see the Keishas online talking about poisoning brothers, and we already covered all the witchcraft shit too on this channel. Like, y'all know what it is. Like, I'm with Contractor on that. Stay the fuck out the way. And you know what I'm saying? We want y'all brothers to be safe out there. On that note, shout out to Day One checking in, the one and only Mr. Theo Coop from the Do Better podcast. And truth be told, he says member for 8 months. Theo might be our longest going channel member, which is crazy because he's a big content creator, and you gotta give it up for him, man. He's been supporting us when we was well under 1,000 subscribers, man. Shout out to Theo Coop. You guys already know what time it is. I know you guys are already subscribed to him. Yo, thanks for dropping by the chat, man, giving us a listen, man. A lot of love for you, Coop. Black Eagle, closing statements, sir.
Yes, sir. Enjoyed everybody this evening. At the end of the day, we are all that we got. Make sure that you're paying attention to what your representatives are doing in your state and your district. Make sure that you're paying attention to what 2028 could potentially, 2026 and 2028 could potentially look like. So I'm gonna close. I'm gonna leave it right there.
Well played, sir. We're gonna close it out with Saul and Theo. I forgot to give you that.
Man, fuck all you hoes. Fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck all you hoes. Don't give a damn, bitch, what you wanna do.
And Quiet Storm, if you can you drop Theo's channel in the chat? So, last but not least, help me take everybody home. Closing statements for the chat and the replay gang, my friend.
First things first, shout out to Theo, man. What up, man? I will say this, man. Just remember, brothers, we're in this for the long haul, a marathon. It's not going to be easy. Realignment and politics generally don't work like this quick. Results this quick. This is a sort of meteoric rise of the black man within, like this is a blip compared to who've been organized against us, which have taken kind of years and years to do. I mean, we've had, wins that we can actually point to. Stacey Abrams twice, and now Kamala. So my thing is this: let's continue to march forward. Remember, we got midterms here, and we got to come on with that haterade. You goddamn right. We got to be lingering over this whole electorate, holding that shit hostage like the Birdman hand rub, just so that they can remember who is in charge of this shit. So we're gonna continue to hold this bitch hostage until we get what we want. And with salute to y'all, and we'll see y'all on the other side. I'll land my plane there. Hello? Did y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Machismo over there working like a motherfucker.
No, that's me muted like a motherfucker. That's me muted. I'm trying to share the screen. So shout out to Derek Wilson and Theo Coop React. That's Theo's new channel. Thanks for dropping that quiet. So I'll be watching that, John Theo. That should be funny. I'm gonna give my closing statement, but I'm gonna play this. I saw this, Joe. I saw this, Joe. So let's end this off with something funny. Let me add this to the stage. Bang, there we go. What's up with the volume on this joint? I hate don't share a screen. There we go.
They can move in and out of any gender regardless of their chromosomes. That means that anyone coming out of the female bathroom is potentially a ladyboy. Inside the matrix, they can identify as anything, but in reality, it's just delusion.
What do you do for a living? Oh, I'm a model. Wow, like runway model? OnlyFans model. Damn, are you expensive?
The Matrix is a system, Neo.
Right, my OnlyFans.
That system is full of degenerates. When you're inside, you look around, what do you see? Businessmen, teachers, lawyers, carpenters, the very minds of the people we are trying to save. But until we do, these people are still a part of the woke system, and that makes them our enemy. You have to understand, most of these people are not ready to pick up a biology textbook. And many of them are so nerds, so hopelessly dependent on their pronouns that they will fight to protect it. Were you listening to me, Neo? Or were you looking at the dude in the red dress? A dude? Look again. Who is it?
That wasn't a woman? No. It's another training program designed to teach you one thing. If you are not one of us, you might marry one of them. What are they? Transformers. They can move in and out of any gender, regardless of their chromosomes. That means that anyone coming out of the female bathroom is potentially a ladyboy. Inside the Matrix, they can identify as anything, but in reality, it's just delusion.
What do you do for a living? Oh, I'm a model. Wow, like runway model? OnlyFans model.
Bro, that's so fucked up because it's true. Oh my God. Dog.
Lawyers, carpenters, the very minds of the people we are trying to save. But until we do, these people...
All right, we're back. Nah, Saul wanted me to play that at the end. I thought that's just funny. I saw that shit earlier this week too.
That boy said, "Well, you looking at the dude in the red dress?"
The dude in the red dress. What? Huh? That was a woman? He was like, nah.
Subscribe to my OnlyFans.
The sad part is fucked up and funny because it's true, bro. It's true. Oh my God. Yeah. Anybody you see coming out of the bathroom is potentially a lady boy. You think, what? Huh? No.
I'm a model.
Oh man. Yo, am I still Borgen?
No, I think it's a little bit better now.
I tried to do the screen share. I think I fucking StreamYard started lagging on me with the screen share. But no, that shit's hilarious. I see that shit earlier this week. But no, it's a funny way to end the show. Guys, salute to the chat, my panel. Guys, this is gonna be the last do I sound good? Am I Borgen?
No, you rocking, bro.
No, you good.
No, this is going to be the last Sunday live stream for maybe about 2 weeks. I'm leaving the country. I'm moving out of the country. Once I touch down, we'll probably go live on a Sunday in about 2 weeks, and I'll let you know what country I'm in. Everybody behind the scenes already know. And everybody that's a member, I released some trailers about me moving, so and everybody on the Patreon knows. But you know, gray man out here. You know what I'm saying? Once I settle in and everything. But in the meantime, I'm gonna still try and drop like a new clip show for y'all in the Sunday slot if I can. But yeah, I'm completely relocating to another country, packing up my entire life, and did that shit in 2 months. So a lot of the stuff that we be talking about, passports and traveling, and brought up in their skills, we actually really be doing that in real life. And part of me being able to do that is because I'm actually in Theo's cloud engineering classes, studying for certs, doing well, and the move is viable because I'll have the skill set to work remotely and a bunch of other things. So a lot of the stuff that we talk about on this channel, man, the brothers is really doing it in real life. This shit ain't for show up here, man. You guys can do it too. I want to thank my chat for coming out. Looks like we got a full house now. Once again, you guys could be anywhere on Sunday at fucking 1:30 a.m. in the morning Eastern Standard Time, but you're here hanging out with us. And I want to thank my illustrious panel for helping me pull off a show every Sunday on the drop of a dime, on the fly, and showing up, man, and delivering, to bringing your A game, and for helping produce one of the best Sunday live panels the internet and YouTube has ever seen, man. I appreciate you, brothers. Okay? Like we always do about this time. Until next time, I'll be posting on the channel and on the community tab, keeping you up to date with everything. It's been a hell of a fucking run, guys. Almost at 30,000 subs. It's beyond my wildest dreams. That being said, like we always do about now, every week, every Sunday, man, I want to thank you all for coming out, and good night and good luck.
Here's another classic. The definition of hip hop. Here's another classic. The definition. Chemistry. Here's another classic. The definition of hip hop. Here's another classic. The definition. Chemistry.
Salute the black man. I salute. 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 Salute the black man. I salute.
Wake up in the house, I look up, I see girls there, well, I see bales there, well, I see scales there, well, I see hair and air, well, I get mail 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 air, well, girls there, well, I see bales there, well, I see scales there, well, I see hair and air, well, I get mail.
Every man walking this planet who's having a baby should have a DNA test. I don't give a damn if you're married. I don't give a damn how mad your wife gonna be for asking her. It's not about her. It's about your own protection. If you're dealing with a woman who's opposed to it, it already lets you know the caliber of woman that you're dealing with. I have a son. You goddamn right I got a DNA test on mine, and we were married. Was she upset? Yes. Did she get over it? Yes. Would I ever get over the thought of me raising another man's son? No. Fuck that. I'll be damned. Oh man, I'm thinking this kid's not mine, but if I ask her for a DNA test, man, I think she gonna be mad. Man the fuck up. Every man should have a DNA test for every single child that he has. Every man.
Yeah. grown up shit. Kids not allowed in the living room type shit. Fendi socks match the robe. The flyest nigga on the whole globe. My front gate got a whole code. Talking business on the phone with some Muslims out in Yemen in the gold dome. Fashion week in Athens, Greece, eating spinach with some old hoes. You old niggas broke and it shows. You gotta sell tickets to get paid for your shows. I get paid either way it goes. I get paid even if nobody goes. Bitches see me and say life goes. Your lady want me, that's how life goes. I might let her give me head, it depends on how the night goes. Got a stable full of white toes. Green beam on the chop, I nicknamed that bitch the light pole. Tennis bracelet hanging off the nigga wrist and it's white gold. Everything I do is ice cold. Bitch, I'm stamped like a brick. The hood show me love every chance that they get. I'm the man. I ain't in the romance, I admit. But I still hold hands with my chick. Ice Lord, fly shit. Big 4/5 on my hip, like a sidekick. My life is like a crime flick. Wine cellar in the crib, worth the moose, nigga Don shit. I came a long way from my mom's shit. I made it cause I grinded. My last vinyl cost 100 cause I signed it. Niggas need to be reminded. Seen the top 5 list and I climbed it. Turn this up and rewind it. Come on. Niggas talk tough when you FaceTiming until shit turn violent. Real talk.
Dying for the right cause is the most human thing we can do.
Hey, where's Stewie? That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. Okay, I don't know. Whatever it is, it's not right on the teleprompter.
There it is. We are going to do Sting, yeah.
There's no words there. To play us out. What does that mean, to play us out? To end the show?
Yeah.
All right, go.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today, and we'll leave you with a... I can't do it. We'll do it live. We'll do it live! Fuck it! Do it live! I'll write it, and we'll do it live! Fucking thing sucks!
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Stewie Griffin. Thanks for watching. We'll leave you with Sting and a cut off his new album. Take it away.
This is not real. It's just a dream. Please, wake up. Wake up. This is not real. It's just a dream. Please, wake up.
I told you. Steppenwolf would fail. Yes, you did. My master. Now the boxes have been destroyed. How will you retrieve your great prize? Anti-life is found, Assad, and we will stop at nothing to possess it. Ready the Armada. We will use the old ways. Doesn't matter who we are. What matters is our plan. Doesn't matter who we are.
I came here to rescue you from him.
Well, we all appreciate your concern, Colonel. And we'll try to be extra careful.
I'm just amazed that he allowed any of your posse to live.
Is that right?
Strictly speaking, he slipped up. You're lucky to be breathing.
That's just great. Colonel, you came out here to find out why one of your machines blew a gasket.
You don't seem to want to accept the fact that you're dealing with an expert in guerrilla warfare. With a man who's the best. With guns, with knives, with his bare hands. A man who's been trained to ignore pain. Ignore weather. To live off the land. To eat things that'll make a billy goat puke. Kill. Period. Win by attrition.
This is not real.